news tonight. President Tinubu administers oath of office on new Chief Justice of Nigeria. And FCTA plants ornamental trees to ensure eco-friendly environment.
A very good evening and thank you very much for joining us on the news at 7 p.m. on Nta Channel 5 Abuja. I am Mariam Abubakar Kana. Justice Kudirat Kekereekun is now the new Chief Justice of Nigeria, CGN. President Bola Tinubu, who returned to the country at the early hours of this Friday, administered the oath of office on her at the council chamber of the State House. The 66-year-old, who emerges the second female CGN, succeeds Olukayode Ariola, who retired from the position yesterday, Thursday, after barely 2 years.
Let me also reassure you that the judiciary under this administration will continue to receive prompt and adequate attention in recognizing its status as a driver of social order, rule of law, peace, security, and economic development. Undoubtedly, the position of the Chief Justice of Nigeria comes with enormous responsibilities. As the head of all judicial institutions in the country, it is a position of considerable influence that demands the temperance and sobriety. The occupant of the office must exude the highest level of integrity in the discharge of duties. This is more so because of the finality of the Supreme Court judgment. I therefore urge your Lordship to be faithful and loyal to the Constitution when discharging your duty as acting Chief Justice of Nigeria.
Indeed, very excited. We're very, very excited. First, because we have not kept any vacuum, in our democracy, and that's the beauty of it. Yesterday we had a former CJN step down, haven't attained, the statutory age, and within 24 hours, we've seen the beauty of our democracy. Mr. President himself had to stop his own trip to ensure that governance and democracy does not stop.
I believe that there will be cooperation because we all want to see a better judiciary. A better judiciary is for the benefit of the entire nation. Whatever the shortcomings that we see today, we're all members of the society. So if we want to see improvement, let the improvement start with each and every one of us and our approach to justice. Let us all also have faith in the system. And then we'll also be more particular about the process of appointment. I know it gives a lot of concern, discipline on the bench, at the bar as well. All these things are aspects that we will look into. And I believe that by the grace of God, at the end of my tenure, we will have a judiciary we can all be proud of.
The National Judicial Council had recommended the appointment of Justice Kekereekun, the next most senior justice of the Apex Court, as the next CJN. Justice Kekereekun was elevated to the Supreme Court of Nigeria as the 5th female justice of the court and was sworn in July 2013. Nigeria is keeping vigilance and strengthening surveillance, especially at entry points as monkeypox continues to be a public health emergency at continental and international fronts. In the Mpox epidemiological summary of the Nigeria Center for Disease Control and Prevention, NCDC, the country still has no record of death from Mpox, but recording mild increase in cases. Total confirmed cases now stand at 40 out of over 800 suspected ones in 33 states, including the FCT, giving an update after our national mpox briefing with the stakeholders and partners in Abuja. NCDC Director General Dr. Jide Idris and World Health Organization Country Representative Dr. Walter Kazidi Mulombo gave insight on national response and interventions to control and prevent its spread.
Cases, confirmed cases, out of about 830 suspected cases. Quite a number of them are in about 12 or 13 states. A number of them within the south, southeast, some in Lagos, some in Ogun, and up north there, the central. And the distribution again. And our plans now are to target those states so that you can reduce the number of, you can actually carry out active surveillance to detect more cases. But because of the spread, what is happening, we need to increase the number of laboratories we're going to use again to test. All the cases we have here are the clade 2B type.
As we know, it's an exceptional level of alertness where some kind of international coordination is required. And of course, Nigeria is not high risk, it's moderate risk, but we need to continue to remain vigilant because with cases reported as far as Europe or Asia, and Nigeria is not it's not safe until this overall event is safe. So we'll continue to work with the government to strengthen public health measures that are needed to control the outbreak.
As the country expects 10,000 doses of vaccines from the United States, the NCDC advises citizens to adhere to proven infection prevention measures. In a bid to protect and ensure an eco-friendly environment, a non-governmental organization in partnership with the Federal Capital Territory Administration has planted ornamental trees along the newly constructed road in Jahi district area of Abuja. Onoze Yakubu reports.
The Jahi Dual Carriageway is one among the legacy projects inaugurated by the FCT minister to mark 1 year anniversary of President Bola Tinubu's administration. To add to the aesthetic beauty and ensure an eco-friendly environment, the Association of Women Planners of Nigeria, a non-governmental organization in partnership with the FCT administration, deemed it necessary to plant these trees along the newly constructed route. The gesture, they say, is to give back to society.
We just feel it's very important for us to contribute and to make sure that we make positive impact to the development of the city, to the community, and the FCT at large.
We are advocating for tree planting to help the earth survive, and for our younger ones to take it as a culture.
Director of FCT Parks and Recreation Department called on other public-spirited organizations and individuals to complement government's efforts at improving the lives of the citizenry.
Today's exercise is more than just planting trees. It is an investment in our future. Just like the chairperson have said, that is investment in our future, that plant trees today and our children will continue to enjoy it.
With this robust collaboration, stakeholders believe the initiative will add to the aesthetic beauty of the nation's capital city. Onoze Yakubu, NTA News.
The Minister of Women Affairs has advocated strengthening of the Child Rights Act to address issues of the more than 17 million out-of-school children in Nigeria. She was speaking at the 2024 Annual General Scientific Meeting and Discourse of Association of Orphans and Vulnerable Children in Nigeria, with a view to improving their well-being regardless of their social status. Serafina Okun-Mekwe reports.
Sound education and entrepreneurial skills for the less privileged for a better future, and reaching out to vulnerable children in various communities and helping the government in coordinating the activities of orphans is the reason for this gathering, and to review its activities in the last year while seeking for new innovative ways to confront challenges. Director of Child Development Department of the Ministry of Women Affairs, Ali Andrew Madugu, representing the Minister for Women Affairs, said the federal government is working round the clock to getting vulnerable children and orphans off the streets.
The federal government has put so many measures in place. You are aware of the commission that has just been established, the Commission for Almajiri and Out-of-School Children by the federal government.
We need to go a step further by engaging aggressively with the communities.
It's not about going to do service delivery. Anytime we do service delivery, we complete our project, we come back, it crashes back because the decision makers are not taking it serious.
For the national coordinator and other stakeholders, they are going beyond just policy statements, but absolute compliance across the geopolitical zones and creating institutional framework through the Ministry of Women Affairs to addressing issues of early child marriage practices.
The insurgencies we are currently experiencing in the country, the issues with disease concerns in the country has escalated the number of vulnerable children.
The Association of Orphans and Vulnerable Children in Nigeria annual General Scientific Meeting theme perhaps on quality improvement and localization, pathway to resilience and sustainable support. In Abuja, Serafina Okun Omekwe, NTA News.
The end is on sight on the nutritional challenges that affect the well-being of some Nigerians. This came to the fore during stakeholders meeting in Kefi on strategic advocacy on nutrition in Nigeria, organized by Federal Ministry of Health and Social Welfare in partnership with civil society Scaling Up Nutrition in Nigeria, CC-SON. Muhammad Awalu has details.
This gathering of people drawn from the ministries, departments and agencies, development partners, the media, academia and non-governmental organizations has one thing in common. That is, working out documents for strategic advocacy for nutrition in Nigeria.
It is important to come up with a document that makes it very clear so that all persons involved in the advocacy for improved nutrition in the country are properly guided.
There's a huge gap that Nigerians need to close so that we'll have a healthy herd of Nigerians.
Actually, to come up with the elements that makes for effective advocacy. Because no advocacy engagement can run effectively except you follow some routes.
Stakeholders say the end product of the meeting will go a long way in making Nigerians, especially children, well-nourished through good nutritional intake.
We are all here to develop content for strategic nutrition advocacy documents.
When one takes balanced diet, one is expected to be well-balanced. From Kefi, Muhammad Awalu, NTA News.
Kamar ta isa. Aini a zahiri 10x ce akan da. Barkata 10x.
Barkata 10 times zai ninka maka kyautar data da za ka yi duk abubuwan da kake so yi a yanar gizo. Ka yi kira na bidiyo, sauraron sauti kai tsaye, kallon allon bidiyo, jin waƙoƙi ko buga wasanni duk a yanar gizo.
Bai tsaya a nan ba. Za su bani naira 1000 kyauta, sannan za su bani kyautar data, su bani kyautar kira. Barka da zuwa.
Ninki 10 na datan da ka samu a wayarka zai baka damar yin duk abubuwan da kake son yi sau 10.
Iye? Duk wannan a barkata 10x?
Maza mu je mu karɓi namu barkata 10x.
Maza ka je ka nemi layinka na Glo domin ka mori duk garaɓasa data na barkata 10 times tare da ninki 10 na duk abin da ka loda a wayarka. Duka datan ka za a ninka maka shi ninki ba ninki. Kyautar data na dare da kuma garaɓasa 1000 na barka da zuwa. Tuna nemo layinka na Glo ko ka matsa star 301 hash domin ka more wannan garaɓasar.
Glo Unlimited.
The 2024 APC National Unity Football Competition ignited at the Old Parade Ground, Area 10, Abuja, as FC International and Josiah FC clashed in a thrilling encounter that ended in a stalemate. Organizers say the tournament is more than just a game, as it is a mission to unite Nigerian youths and bridge the gap between communities. Our sports correspondent, Wayne Dugu, brings you the action-packed highlights.
The APC 2024 National Unity Football Competition, sponsored by the APC National Chairman, kicks off with a mission to unite Nigerian youths and showcase their talents for national development. 12 teams will battle it out, with stakeholders hailing the tournament as a vital tool to focus young minds on talent development and steer them clear of societal vices.
Football is a tool that all over the world, even two countries that are fighting, when they are coming to play football, they become united. So football is a big tool, and Nigeria is for football lovers.
You know what football represents? Aside the entertainment aspect, it brings about unity, and we can create a cohesive front. And this is expected to go around the 36 states with time.
So I believe that if we continue with this to the grassroots from this place where we are, we're going to get somewhere.
Talented kids that God has given to us, that we have not been able to find them, and this is the only way we can search for them.
The official kickoff of the tournament was done by the second vice president of the NFF, Honorable Benga Elegbele, who represented the president of the NFF, Alhaji Ibrahim Guso. Wayne Dogo, NTA News.
Thank you very much for watching the news at 7 p.m. on Nta Channel 5 Abuja. Do stay tuned for the translations. Good evening.
Jama'a masu kallo da sauraron mu assalamu alaikum, barkanmu da yammacin Juma'a. Kamar yadda aka saba a takaice ga fasarar wasu daga cikin labaran mu yau, mai karantawa Yusuf Yakub. Shugaban ƙasa Bola Ahmed Tinubu ya rantsar da mai shari'a Kudrat Kekere a matsayin sabuwar alƙalai ta ƙasa. Shugaba Tinubu, wanda ya dawo ƙasa da safiyar yau Juma'a daga Bulaguro, ya rantsar da ita ne a fadar shugaban ƙasa. Sabuwar alƙaliyar mai shekaru 66, wadda ta zama mace ta biyu da ta riƙe matsayin a Najeriya, ta gaji kujerar Olukayode Ariola, wanda ya yi ritaya jiya Alhamis bayan shafe shekaru 2 a kan kujerar. Gwamnatin tarayya ta sanya tsarin inshora a harkoki da shirye-shiryen bunƙasa noma a ƙasar nan. Wakilinmu Musa Babali ya kawo mana rahoto cewa an bijiro da haka ne domin rage haɗuran da ke tattare da noma, tare da tabbatar da samar da abinci a ƙasar nan domin kyautatuwar rayuwar al'ummar ƙasar da kuma ci gabansu. A ƙoƙarin samar da muhalli mai ƙoshin lafiya ga rayuwar al'umma, wakilin Shaibu Wanuzo Yakubu ya shaida mana cewa wata ƙungiya mai zaman kanta da haɗin gwiwar hukumar raya babban birnin tarayya Abuja sun dasa bishiyoyi a kan sabon titin Jahi da ke nan babban birnin tarayyar ƙasa Abuja. To abin da ya sauka kenan daga labaranmu na sai kuma ranar Litinin idan Allah ya kai mu kana lafiya, Allah ya tashe mu lafiya.
Igbo ndị ọma abịakwala m ọzọ n'oge akụkọ ụwa. Nwokafọ Chisom bụ aha m. Ka anyị malite nke abalị a site na akụkọ onye ga-abụ onye ọkaikpe ukwu ala anyị. Ọkaikpe Kudrat Kekere Ekun ga-abụzi onye ọkaikpe ukwu ala anyị. Onye isi ala Bola Tinubu bụ onye si njem bata n'ụtụtụ taa bụ abalị 5 n'izu ụka duru ya n'iyi ọrụ n'obi oche ala anyị dị n'Abuja. Nwaanyị a bụ onye gbara afọ 66 ma bụrụ nwaanyị nke abụọ banyere n'ọkwa ọkaikpe ukwu ala anyị dịka ala anyị nwere onwe ya, nọchiri ọkaikpe Olukoyede Ariwola bụ onye lara ezumike nka dịka o jichara ọkwa n'afọ 2. Ọkaikpe Kekere Ekun gbagoro n'ọkwa ọkaikpe nke ụlọikpe Okpechọ Ọgwụ dịka nwaanyị nke 5 rurule n'ọkwa n'ala anyị n'ụlọikpe a n'ọnwa 7 n'afọ 2013. Ọchịchị ala anyị etinyela usoro ego mkpuchi n'ime usoro nhazi na ihe ndị metụtara ọrụ ubi nke ala anyị. Usoro ọhụrụ a bụ nke ebumnobi ya bụ ibelata ọghọm ndị a na-enweta n'ọrụ ubi ma kwalite nchekwa nke ihe oriri. Musa Babali, onye ọrụ anyị, batara anyị akụkọ na usoro a dị oke mkpa n'ihi na ide mmiri emebiela ihe karịrị ọtụtụ puku hekta ọrụ ubi naanị n'afọ a. Iji chekwaa ma hụ na e nwere ogbe na oge ndị dị mma maka ihe akpọrọ mmadụ, otu na-abụghị nke gọọmenti na njikọ aka ọchịchị obodo etiti ala anyị bụ FCT adọnyela osisi ndị eji achọ ogige mma n'ogologo okporo ụzọ arụrụ ọhụrụ dị na obodo Jai nke Abuja. Onye ọrụ anyị Onozi Yakubu batara ya akụkọ na abụ otu jikọrọ ndị inyom na-ahụ maka nhazi ihe ọrụ ogbe dọnyere osisi ndị a bụ nke ha hụtara na ọ bụ oke ha imere obodo ha nọ na ya ihe, ebe onye ntụziaka ngalaba ụlọ ọrụ obodo a bụ FCT na-ahụ maka ogbe nlereanya Eche Chinemelụ kpọkụrụ otu ndị ọzọ ka ha ṅomie ndị otu a iji kwalite mma nke ọchịchị obodo etiti ala anyị. Ọ bụ otu akọ ha n'ọnụ na nke abalị, izuụka ọzọ ga-aka mma. Ndewo.
Ẹ káalẹ́ o, ìròyìn aago méje láti olúléeṣẹ́ amóhùnmáwòrán NTA láti Abuja. Orúkọ mi Olúwaṣèyí Abímbọ́lá Ọ̀yáwọlé ló mú ròyìn wá láṣálẹ́. Adájọ́ Kudirat Kékeré Ẹkùn ti di adájọ́ àgbà ti orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà. Arábìnrin ọmọ ọdún mẹ́rìndínlọ́gọ́ta ti di adájọ́ àgbà ní Nàìjíríà, eléyìí tí ó jẹ́ obìnrin kejì láti di adájọ́ àgbà orílẹ̀-èdè yìí lẹ́yìn ìgbà tí Káyọ̀dé Ariwoọlá fẹ̀yìntì kúrò ní ipò náà ní àná Ọjọ́bọ̀. Ààrẹ orílẹ̀-èdè Bọ́lá Tinubu ṣe àbójútó ìmúlẹ̀ yìí níbi tí a ti gbé arábìnrin yìí ga ní kóòtù tí ó ga jùlọ ní kùtùkùtù òwúrọ̀ òní ọjọ́ Ẹtì. Ìjọba orílẹ̀-èdè ti ṣètò ìṣèdúró fún iṣẹ́ àti ètò ọ̀gbìn àti àgbẹ̀ ní orílẹ̀-èdè. Musa Baba jábọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ pé ìpilẹ̀ṣẹ̀ yìí ní láti dín ewu nínú ọ̀gbìn àti ṣètò ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ oúnjẹ fún ará ìlú nítorí wípé ìkún omi ti ba ẹgbẹ̀mẹ́ẹ̀dínlógún sàárè ti ìlú jẹ́ pẹ̀lú ohun ọ̀gbìn pẹ̀lú. Onozi Yakubu mú ìròyìn wá pé àjọ tí kìí ṣe ìjọba ní ìfọwọ́sowọ́pọ̀ pẹ̀lú alákòóso ìlú FCT ti rí dájú wípé kí agbègbè lè dára fún ọ̀pọ̀ ènìyàn. Àwọn pẹ̀lú ìfọwọ́sowọ́pọ̀ àwọn àjọ tí kìí ṣe ti ìjọba yìí, wọ́n ti gbin igi àti ohun ẹlẹ́ṣọ̀ọ́ sí òpópónà tuntun ti ọ̀nà Jàyí ní ìlú kí ìlú lè dùn gbé fún ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀. Tó, ibi là ó ti dánu dúró ní òní o, kí Elédùà kó jí wa re. A ó tún máa rí yín bó dọ̀la. Ó dàárọ̀.